For lesson 82, we're looking at a different way that we can go about graphing our lines. To begin with, let's go ahead and do a little review. We have the equation y is equal to 2x minus 4. Now when we look at this equation, the methods that we know as of right now is we can do our xy table, which is simply plug in values for x and solve for y, plot the ordered points, and then draw the line through the points. The second option that we have is using our slope-intercept form, and that's what I would like to review with you here. Slope-intercept form, recall, is y is equal to mx plus b. And if we identify our values, this plus b is always our y-intercept. And the m value is going to represent the slope off of that y-intercept. So let's begin with our y-intercept. If we look at the y-intercept, that's negative 4. So we go to our y-axis, we identify where negative 4 is at, and we plot the point. That's a guarantee every time. And then off of that, we're going to go ahead and graph our slope. Slope in this case would happen to be the 2. Now recall, slope can be written as a fraction so that we can identify our rise over run. So 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. We like to see that because 2 is our rise and 1 is now our run. So we're going to go up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. And if we wanted to, we could continue that pattern to the left, down to left 1. Draw the line through the points, and there's graphing our line using slope-intercept form. Today we're going to talk about another method called using the intercepts. So for example number 1, there's our equation, 3x plus 4y is equal to 24. And we want to graph this thing by using the intercepts. Now if we go back to our original problem that we had, notice there were 2 intercepts that took place on our axes. The first one was on the y-axis, okay? And that point was 0, negative 4. The second intercept that took place was on the x-axis. That point took place here at 2, 0. So for almost every line that we graph, there's going to be 2 points of intersections on our axes. There's going to be 1 point where it crosses the y-axis, and there's going to be 1 point where it crosses the x-axis. And our goal for this method is to find those intercepts. We want to find those green points, okay, pending that it does not go through the origin. So if we take a look back at our points that we have, 2, 0, and 0, 4, notice if they're going to be on the axis, then one of those 2 x or y values have to be 0, whether it's the first one or the last one. So here's what we want to do. If we want to graph this thing using our intercepts, we want to create an xy table. And first of all, let's let our x be 0. Now we want to find the y value when x is 0. So we're going to go back to our equation. We'll plug 0 in for x, and we solve for y. If we continue, 3 times 0 is 0, so we have 4y is equal to 24. Therefore, we find that y is going to be equal to 6. So we're going to put that 6 right there. So that's going to be our first ordered pair that we're going to plot. Let's plot 0, 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's our first ordered pair that we found. Now we want to find the other intercept. We want to find where it crosses the x-axis at. And to do that, now we want our y value to be 0. Because again, if you go back to the previous example, to find the intercepts, one of the 2 x or y values have to be 0. We found the first one when the x value was 0. Now we're finding the second one when the y value is 0. So again, let's do a little scratch work off to the side. 3x plus 4. Now again, recognize that we are letting the y value be 0 this time. So now I'm going to plug 0 in for y. And now we're going to go ahead and solve for x. So 3x is going to be equal to 24. Therefore, my x value is going to be 8. And no, that's okay to do. Up to this point, we've always been plugging in for the x variable. But when we do our graphing by intercepts, we're going to let y be 0. And then we're going to go and solve for x for a change. So our ordered pair is 8, 0. So there it is. And now what we're going to do is just connect our points. The only downfall with the graphing by intercepts method is we only have 2 points. So we really can't definitively say that, okay, this is the line of the equation. We're just trusting that our math is correct because we can create any line given 2 points. But it is a method that works. Let's do one more. Here we're actually going to graph both of these lines. We're going to graph x plus y is equal to 3 and 2x plus y is equal to 8. And what they want us to do is identify the intersection of those two lines. So let's start with x plus y is equal to 3. Let's do this one in red. So if I do my xy chart, we begin by letting x be 0, and then we'll go and solve when y is 0. But to begin with, if x is 0, 0 plus y is equal to 3. Therefore, y is equal to 3. So there we go. Now we want our x value to be, our y value to be 0. So now we have x plus 0 is equal to 3, and sure enough, our x value is 3. So there are our two ordered pairs. Again, we have 0, 3, 1, and 3, 0. So it looks like we're going down 1 unit, right 1. So if we continue that pattern, it's going to look something like so. Now let's do the same thing for the second one. 2x plus y is equal to 8. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to create an xy table. We want the x value to be 0, and then for the second ordered pair, we will let the y value be equal to 0. Let's plug 0 in for x. We have 2, x is 0, plus y is equal to 8, and we know 2 times 0 is 0, therefore y is equal to 8. Exact same equation, but now we want to plug in 0 for y. 2x plus 0 is equal to 8. Therefore, we have 2x is equal to 8. Therefore, my x value needs to be 4. And there we have created our second ordered pair. So again, if we plot these 0, 8, there's the first one, 4, 0. There is the second one. And now what we want to do is we want to create a line that goes through these. Now we need to be careful when we do this. We need to go down 8 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then over 4 units, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And over here somewhere is going to be our intersection point. Now I got a little sloppy with my lines, so let's go ahead and extend this red line out. If we continue, it's going to continue in this fashion, so our intersection point is going to be taking place somewhere right in here. And in fact, that intersection point is going to be taken at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, comma 1, 2, 3. So eventually when we get into solving system of equations, graphing the two lines is going to be one method, and we're going to find that the solution to both of these systems are going to be 5, negative 3. But we'll save that for another day. Graphing using our intercepts is our main focus. Practice problems that we need to attempt are going to be A and C.